Hello and welcome back to Tales of Lumin. My name is Lumin and right now I wanted to take a bit of a break from all the Blizzard stuff and talk about something different. Today we're talking about Burial at Sea, the BioShock Infinite DLC that's actually coming out tomorrow. I completely forgot about it with all the BlizzCon hype going around and all the Hearthstone I've been playing. I just didn't think about that. I wasn't keeping track of when it was going to be released and hey, its release is imminent. So I checked the reviews out, and I would call them inconclusive. I looked at a whole fat list of reviews, and they are so varied that I just don't know what to think. Let me give you a couple of examples. IGN, 7 out of 10. GameSpot, who I guess I don't really trust that much for reviews, 5 out of 10. Game Informer, 8. Eurogamer, 7. Rock Paper Shotgun didn't give a score, but they did like it. They said they couldn't wait for the next one. Destructoid, 6.5 out of 10. Rev3 Games gave it a 4 out of 5. And Adam Sessler said that he thoroughly enjoyed it. And the only thing that he disliked was that non-fans of the BioShock series wouldn't get it. And I guess that is a valid thing to criticize about it. But then again, people that aren't fans of the BioShock series or haven't played the games, they wouldn't already own BioShock Infinite. So I guess, well, they wouldn't really even think about purchasing this DLC. I don't know. Maybe you also just meant that this could include people that didn't play BioShock 1 and 2. Because it makes a lot of sense that if you hadn't played those two, you wouldn't really know what's going on in Burial at Sea for the most part. I mean, it's a story on its own, but there's probably so much in there that you'd only really get if you played through BioShock 1 and 2, which I must confess, didn't do. I played a good bunch of BioShock 1, probably about 6 or 7 times. I started that game up, played a good way through it, and then never got to finishing it. I don't know why not. And then, well, the years went by and I just didn't have the time after that to jump back into it and finish it, which is a pity. And I do think, given that, I'm not going to enjoy Burial at Sea and get all that's going on there quite as well as I would have if I had played through BioShock 1 and 2. So it is a pity, but I'm still strongly considering picking the DLC up and giving it a go. Mainly because, well, it just looks so great. And most of the reviews, their biggest pros were that this DLC is so good to look at, and it portrays Rapture in such a way that anyone that's even remotely interested in BioShock and the universe of the game, they'd have to play it. It's a must play for them. Because come on, from the trailers and stuff, Rapture in its glory days really did look amazing, and seeing the events leading up to its fall could be super interesting. I don't know. I'd say it could be. So that's coming out tomorrow, and I will again say I'm strongly considering playing it. I'm hoping it's not too long, because with something like that, I'd like to sit down and just play it all through in one go. Record the lot of it, upload it in big-ish chunks, and just have it out there very soon after release. That would be the best way of doing it. And then obviously one has to wait for part 2 of this, because this is an episodic DLC. This is the first part, then the second part will come out, I guess, in a couple of months. And I actually initially read about this, and I thought I saw Ken Levine saying there wasn't going to be any combat at all in this DLC, but it seems like I was wrong. And Adam Sessler was saying in his review on Rev3 Games that the combat was actually pretty fun, because they mix it up a whole lot, because you're using, in this, the plasmids from BioShock 1 instead of what you were using in BioShock Infinite, which is kind of fun. It's going to make it a whole lot different, and it seems like the zones and stuff that you fight in and the enemies that you fight against and all that other good stuff is also just very well put together, but again, the sites and stuff that gave it a terrible score or a slightly lower score say that it all just feels like a whole lot of fan service. And they say that while the combat is, kind of fun, and while Rapture itself is pretty good to look at, nice to see, and while the story seems like it could be interesting, there's no real conclusion. There is a conclusion at the end of the DLC, but there's no real conclusion to the entirety of the story. Those three things are very much separate when you play in the DLC. That was the biggest complaint. They say that it just doesn't feel like a finished or full product. So maybe, just maybe, you'd need both DLCs together for it all to work. I don't know. Some people just want to complain about things for the heck of it. And I would say because the sites that I trust a whole lot more gave it decent reviews, or at least said mostly good things about it and enjoyed playing it, I will probably also enjoy playing it. So from that list, the ones that I would trust the most would probably be Rock, Paper, Shotgun and Rev 3 Games. They've had pretty much nothing but good things to say, so I'm kind of keen. Other new releases for the next week or so also include Baldur's Gate 2's Enhanced Edition. I've got a review code for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be ready on release day at the end of the week with a review or an adventure worthy for it. I want to be, but there's so much other stuff going on, just not sure. And then there's also XCOM Enemy Within, which I'm also just not sure about. If I had to play that, I'd play it on the easiest difficulty setting, and I'd just pound my way through the campaign. Because if I had to go back into that and play it on Iron Man again, classic Iron Man mode, and then use the list again and all that stuff, it would just take way too much of my time up. As much fun as it would be a bit time consuming, especially considering it doesn't get that many views. So I don't know. But that's it. I'm going to get back to working on BlizzCon news now. That's what I've been doing. That's probably what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days. Tomorrow we're going to open some card packs in Hearthstone because I want to recreate some of the Innkeeper's Invitational winning decks for funsies. I've already messed around a little bit with a deck from Artosis, his priest deck. I made some changes, and I honestly feel that the changes that I made improved the deck a whole lot. I know it sounds silly saying that I made improvements to the winner of the Innkeeper's Invitationals deck, but still, I feel like there were improvements, and I'm going to show it to you guys soon enough. But that is sadly going to be it for this video. I'd like the lot of you to tell me what you think of the BioShock Infinite DLC. So you might only be watching this when the DLC is already released and you've already played through it. If so, please give me your honest review of it without any spoilers, because I managed to not be spoiled in any way. So it would be great. It would be absolutely amazing if I could hear more trusted opinions on this DLC. And if you haven't played it, if you haven't, well, read any reviews or anything like that, just tell me what you think anyway. Tell me if you think it's going to be worth playing. Because why the heck not? Do it. That is once again Sadie. This was this video. Check back soon for more. This video, like, share it, and do all that good stuff. Most importantly. Happy BioShock Infinite Burial at Sea DLC. Happy that.